The following broadcast has been approved by Outcasted OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up guys, Megan Ross bringing you this week's SmackDown review. Yes, the attire is very different. I am going out later and it's lovely and sunny. So summer shirts you'll see me in. And very Hawaiian-y vibes. I don't know. It's just the vibe I go with. But let's get into why you really came here. For the King and Queen of the Ring tournament, my thoughts on it and what went down. So, we opened it with Nick Aldis saying, "Welcome to another sold-out SmackDown show." Introducing Cody Rhodes, saying it was no easy feat for what you did going against AJ Styles. And I'm going to put you against your next challenger. That challenger being Logan Paul. Cody stayed in a lot of back and forth of this with Logan, but it mainly goes off with Cody doing the Logan, I guess I know what you want to talk about. And Logan's like, yes, you do, brother. Champion versus champion. Main event to kick off this Logan Paul Levesque era. Me being a double-time champion. Logan says he has facts, and facts don't care about his feelings, and neither does Logan. Logan talks about how he has now held the longest title in WWE, even though a lot of people don't like that. He talks about how he is one of the biggest attractions. He is a superstar, had one of the best rookie years, and speaks about how they both debuted at Mania, and how Logan Paul keeps stealing Cody's thunder, because what everyone keeps talking about is more Logan Paul than anything about I Show Speed, Prime. Spoke about Logan Paul doing the slam against each other in Royal Rumble, which took away from Cody actually winning the Rumble, and things of that manner. Basically states, how can you finish your story when it's not even your story to tell? And he also claims that he is the rocket fuel for the ship known as WWE. Cody says people must stand in front of you and think of you as a dumbass. And he's like, look, I understand you pretty good. You went against Floyd Mayweather. You've done so many things. You have your business, all of that. But I could give you a fact. If I beat you, that makes me a Grand Slam champion. And I'm like, okay, I can see where this is going, but I don't want it to go this way. But yeah, he also calls Logan delusional, self-centered, and he needs the brass knuckles every time they have a match. So the match is official. It's Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul, and I think both belts are on the line, so whoever wins becomes a double champion. The winner is going to be slightly obvious in my eyes. I don't see Cody losing this to a Logan Paul, and then maybe Cody merges the two, brings the Winged Eagle back. I don't know. But yeah, it just feels weird and not needed. I hope Cody drops the US title to someone more fitting, because we don't need a double champion. It just ruins the opportunity for newer talent and others. Those mid-card belts are mid-card belts for a very good reason, and I don't think someone on the caliber of Cody Rhodes, who is already your undisputed champion, needs a USA title with it. Unless Logan wins by a disqualification, and that means both champs keep both their belts, maybe. That's the only other logic I could think they could work that around. But we'll have to see when it gets to the pay-per-view. We get AJ Styles still being bitter on the loss against Cody Rhodes when they were at Backlash. Kind of smacked on the France, being like, oh, they're stupid chants, it distracted me. Good job. Congrats to you guys, you distracted me and made me lose. But next time I get in the ring, Cody, I will beat you. And me getting ahead by winning this King of the Ring, that will project me to get a rematch against you. We then get the first round of Queen of the Ring being Naomi versus Nia Jax. And Alicia Taylor is now doing the ring announcing for SmackDown, and I'm here for it. I enjoyed her in NXT. I think SmackDown is a good position for her, and her voice is very good. Nia didn't really go light against Naomi. I know they had a previous friendship, so I thought maybe it'd be like, oh, we'll shake hands, we'll have this nice agreement, then I'll go a bit vicious. Nah, Nia didn't care for any of that anymore. Nia just went, pushed her away. They start getting into a scrap. Naomi gets very angry by the fact of how hard Nia went to push her. So she just forearms starts smacking her. We get some really interesting parts where basically Nia just wins the shoulder tackle and then slams Naomi a couple of times with like lariats and punches, does 2 splashes, and then does her leg drop that she does. As Nia went to do a kick, we got a QR. Very shortly after, like, Nia misses the kick and gets caught in the ropes, so Naomi takes the opportunity to attack the legs. And as that's happening, the QR flashes. It gives us a brand new video. A very weird one. Talks about how the family together, they were all in a cave. They were forgotten about. They were being left in the cave to rot. We listened to the red one. So I'm interested to see where all of that plays out and goes. But it looked very cool. They integrated the then, now, together forever into it as well, and kept using the together and forever, repeating it multiple times. I love these QR code things. I love augmented reality games, and this what it seems to be, to make you piece together all the clues. So I like where it's alluding to, and hopefully soon we get that payoff, because it says soon you will understand. So maybe they are looking at debuting them soon. But I like it. I like where this is going, and it's been across both brands of Raw and SmackDown each week to keep us interested. Going back to the match, we have Nia have this kind of moment when Naomi was outside of the ring just dancing and counting, doing like a 1 and then a 2 and like taking the mick out of it, which I thought was interesting. Naomi hits a sunset flip but doesn't get executed off pretty well, and we also got Naomi dodge. Two interesting moves, and we had her slide through. We get Nia still win though with the Annihilator. I will say Naomi did an awesome insecurity from like off the top rope, spin, kicked it, love that. But yeah, Nia progresses, which makes sense because they want to do powerhouse matches for Jade Cargill, which we will get into shortly. Carmelo and Baron had a very heated conversation backstage about the draft and everything, and Baron being like, you've got jokes, I've won a former King of the Ring and everything like that. And Carmelo Hayes was like, oh yeah, you should have done what Bobby Lashley did and just left, so I don't run circles around you, but anyway, I'm going to run circles around you. We have a great match between the two of them. Both of them keep their NXT themes, which made me very happy because I think both their NXT themes fit them so very much, and I didn't want it randomly changed. We see some very great moves from Carmelo, doing this like half turn on the ground kick to smack the back of Baron's head. I don't even know what anyone would call it, but it was a very unique offense. Then he gets a little bit cocky with it, slaps Baron on the back of his head and like poses to the camera, not realizing Baron's not going to take that, and just socks him, which I thought was really cool. We see Carmelo Hayes counter the startup of End of Days and a Deep Six, which I thought was awesome to see. We also get Hayes hit what people refer to as a 48, so it's like a slide drop kick from the top rope, if I believe correct. But it looks sick, whatever it was. Baron Corbin also does this insane lariat and a cutter, but he sadly didn't get it. He goes for another Deep Six to try and get Carmelo Hayes, but Carmelo saw the opportunity to get a roll up and gets a 3 count on Baron Corbin. Personally, I was sad that Baron lost because you don't call someone up who's a former King of the Ring and make him lose in the first round of a King of the Ring tournament. I understand it was against Carmelo Hayes, which is your new guy, and Carmelo Hayes is this really big deal, but Carmelo Hayes can lose to veterans, and this is how I see it, as because Carmelo Hayes is so ego, so I think I'm that, because he already called out Cody Rhodes and that. You can start humbling him by him going against veterans and veterans being like, look dude, you're good, but your ego's getting past you. You're letting us get the wins. You're letting us get the opportunities because you're not thinking ring smart. You're thinking, I could just beat up anyone. I'm that good. When loss after loss is showing you're not. And then that would make you more vicious, more a heel by, okay, I'm going to win as no matter what now, any means necessary, and start being more vicious, but appreciating who he's going against, not underestimating people. But either way, we get Carmelo Hayes progression. That'll be cool with where we see the ring. We get Bayley backstage talking saying she's keeping an eye out on Jade Cargill. She'd love to see how far Jade Cargill gets. Chelsea Green interrupts, being like, "Oh, you completely forgot about Piper. That France air must have got you thinking delusional. So just carry on and watch." While Piper kicks out Jade in the first round of the tournament and goes au revoir, which French, bye. Yeah, and we just see then a shot of Jade Cargill walking towards the ring. She's quite, strong and efficient with it. Just looks calm and collected, ready for the match. We have Randy talking about how he's never actually been king of the ring, and he is a fan favourite to win. He knows how AJ Styles is phenomenal, but it also feels phenomenal to hit AJ Styles, so he's going to hit him with the 3 deadliest letters. But he also puts Tama Tonga on notice, being like, "Look, I know you're sitting comfortable the other side of the bracket, but I know somehow our paths are going to cross. And when they do, this is the one time my RKO won't come out of nowhere. You'll know it's coming from a mile away, and I'm going to make sure you know it comes, because I want you to see how I'm going to beat you." And I loved that. I thought it was super dope. For me, this now goes into match of the night between Piper Niven and Jade Cargill. I just loved the powerhouse between the two of them. They did really cool spots of just being like, "No, I'm stronger, no, I'm stronger." And they started that off with tying up, and they both just couldn't push each other. So they broke that. They started doing the shoulder barge spot where it's like, "Right, you slam into me, so if you knock me down, and then I'll do it to you." Jade Cargill gets that win because she dodges Piper trying to get a cheap shot like clothesline in. Ducks on down, gets the momentum of hitting a second rope to knock Piper down. But Piper very quickly turns this around. She gets hit by a super crazy super kick by Jade. I was like, wow, that looked ruthless because it was right on the nose. So I was a bit concerned there, but they sold it. They knew what they were doing, like always, and it looks sick. But yeah, Piper gets a power slam and then a senton straight onto Jade as kind of like a, "Cool, you want to hit me with hard hitting stuff? I got your back." And literally slammed it. Really interested in spot. Chelsea slaps Jade when the ref wasn't looking. Jade didn't really do anything in response to it, just looked a bit dazed, where I thought Jade would proper kick off a bit more. But yeah, we get a brutal short arm clothesline from Piper, and Jade literally just looks like she folds like a piece of paper. She looks like she just crumbles and goes down. And yeah, we then see another one of Jade's counters on the third of like these short arm like lariats that are hitting. Loads of huge forearms, and Jade hits a blue thunder bomb on Piper, which I thought looked so sick. I was very interested that happened, because I was like, oh wow, okay, they're really showing that Jade can powerhouse against the best of the best when it comes to other powerhouse moves. And a blue thunder bomb is not easy to do. It looked sick when she landed it. We get Chelsea trying to interfere in this situation, but Jade just rocks her, knocks her clean out, and then Jade tried to hit the Jade in on Piper. Piper kind of counters it. Niven hits a cannonball towards one of the corner ropes, but when Jade got back up and got this kind of like extra energy, she hits a massive punt kick on Piper to then set up Jaded, hits the Jaded, and Jade is now progressing through the tournament as your winner. We get a moment of Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill talking, because Bianca Belair's match was straight after against Candice LeRae. Match gets very intense and just kind of derails itself between Candice LeRae and Bianca Belair. Candice LeRae has been a lot more aggressive in these matches, and you'll see that Candice gets smacked into the barricade, like swung into it by Bianca. But as they're both trying to get back in the ring, Indy Hartwell sees an opportunity when the ref isn't looking to slam Bianca in the knee, and a lot of that match got played out into that. Bianca struggling with the knee, Candice focusing it. We see Candice taking opportunities but only really getting 2 counts when she was constantly attacking the leg. We do see this kind of like burning fire moment of Bianca where she gets like this motivation to hit a KOD even though the knee is struggling, and she gets the win. So I feel like we might potentially be getting Jade versus Bianca within the tournament, which I think will look really cool. Because that's tag champions going against each other in a friendly rivalry. But it also could break the tag team up of, cool, we know which one's the better one of us, which is going to be a very interesting conversation. We had the Bloodline backstage with Paul Heyman, and this was my segment of the night. I loved everything that they played into this. He asked for a moment alone with Solo, so Guerrillas of Destiny. I am going to refer to them as that until they get a different name, because that's how I've always known them, being Tama Tonga and Tamaloa. Like, until you tell me anything different, that's what they're going to be. Guerrillas of Destiny is what I'm always going to call them. So G.O.D. walk backwards and leave it to them. Them two talking. And Solo gets very angry at the moment, be like, you know, that moment you lied about Roman and taking him out of the draft, that cost us. You're trying to take money out of my pocket. You're trying to take food off my family's plates. He's like, no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. He's like, oh, so you haven't spoke to Roman since Mania, right? Since he lost our title. And Paul Heyman was like, yeah. And Solo was like, well, I did. And I'm now handling business. I'm going to be the leader of the Bloodline until Roman returns. Until he feels ready to come back. And you're going to be my wise man by order of the tribal chief. And I was like, that's interesting. They then have like a hug, and he's like, I love you, Paul man. I love you, wise man. You see G.O.D. looking back at Solo and smiling as they walk forward. I think they're going to do a swerve angle on Paul Heyman like they did with Jimmy Uso. I think it'll be a slow burn, but I could see it coming. But it was very interesting. We get a really cool Andrade El Idolo package, and I was very happy about that. I loved the way they just showed kind of the different masks and the energy he brings, and I hope they just go strong with it. We then get SmackDown having Montez hyping up Dawkins to go against Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga has his own theme song, and personally, Death Rebel, please stop. Just stop. Look at the previous song Tama Tonga had, and you could have changed it to something like that, and it would have been a banger. My problem being, this theme song for Tama Tonga felt very generic, very, oh, he's a Tongan, we've got to put this Tongan like symbol in the background, and we've got to just flash his name so people know who he is. And like, it was very traditional, like Tongan drums and everything like that, and I'm like, that's just stereotypical going for him being a Tongan, which I wasn't very happy about. I get the Bloodline kind of had that, but the Bloodline made it work because it felt like a final boss theme, where Tama Tonga sounds like someone tried to make fighting game music, took that he's a Tongan character, slapped it together, and that was it. And it doesn't fit him like how his Bullet Club, Guerrillas of Destiny's like songs fitted him. So, just theme aside, Tama Tonga finally got to actually wrestle in the ring, and he didn't disappoint in my eyes. I got to see cool, strong strikes from him. I still got to see him do his kind of very, I sell, oh damn that really hurt, or I hit you like a truck style that I know him for. Angelo Dawkins, though, didn't disappoint either. Does an incredible comeback when he dodged one of Tama Tonga's splashes. And we kind of see this whole moment of the Bloodline get involved. Solo tries to stop it. Dawkins just punches Solo. Tamaloa grabs Solo and be like, no, don't go through, because it'll be a DQ. Montez flips and takes both out. And then after the highlight, we see Tangaloa's back up. Loa just grabs and slams him into the ring post. And then they spike Montez, so you see Dawkins is distracted. As that happens, Tama hits like a face buster. It's like a run-up, drop-down face buster to Dawkins to get the win. So Tama Tonga is progressing. Sucks for the Street Profits, but I get why they did it. And just in general, like, I don't get why Tama Tonga's not doing his gun stun. I know it's like an RKO. I know it's another cutter, but his was so relevant to him. So seeing the face busters like kind of the finisher, I was a bit like, is that his finisher though? It felt weird. It felt like the match was a bit short. I really want to see like a long Tama match. so you can actually show how good he is in the ring, because he really is. And a lot of people have already been giving flack to Tanga Loa about some of the stuff he had in Japan. You've got to remember, the guy was ring rusty when they rushed him back in, because he had a year out of a really serious leg injury. Before that leg injury and the rusty matches he had when he returned for like the G1 and stuff like that, the dude was tag champion. The dude was clean in the ring with Tama Tonga. So for me, it's crazy that people are already hating on it, calling it this bootleg bloodline. It's like, no, it's a newer bloodline with newer champions, newer opportunities as well. And it clearly seems like it's leading to this OG bloodline versus the new bloodline in a war game scenario at some point, which I would love. But yeah, we get a Blair Davenport video package. I really enjoyed this one because I am a Blair Davenport fan, have been for a long time, since she was Bea Priestley in Stardom and a little bit of AEW. But yeah, I love it, and I like that they did the whole Blair Davenport is someone to be feared. I think that was a great way to sell her character and make it go that way. We get Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. There is some crazy moments that we have from the announcement table where we see AJ Styles trying to dive off, hit a forearm. Randy kind of counters it, slams him into the ring. A lot of back and forth, a lot of brutalness throughout the match, which we kind of expect from these two veterans. Crowd was really cool to sing Randy's song. There was a gnarly leg check, slam Randy's leg, and that played into pretty much the rest of the match. AJ was consistently doing a lot of leg punishment moves. He was stepping on the leg when it was in the ropes. He was doing calf clutch, which really pushes on your calf muscle till it feels like it's gonna rip and tear the muscle. A lot of dragon screw-esque moves around the ropes and stuff like that as well. We saw some really cool Randy getting back up in a lot of pain, stops last second, AJ hitting a forearm by pushing the rope. There was a really cool European uppercut that dazed AJ for a bit as well. And the best part, I would say, is Randy Orton breaking that calf lock I was talking about. He kind of goes for a headlock that just about breaks it. As he does that, he does the body slam that Randy's known for. And we see this really awesome moment of the ref and AJ arguing, which kind of gives Randy that second win moment. And as AJ goes to hit the Styles Clash, Randy goes, nope, hits the RKO to win. And that's how we finished this SmackDown. I was surprised none of the Bloodline came out to confront Randy with what Randy said. I feel like they're picking and choosing their matches at the moment. So let me know what you guys thought on the progression of the tournament. I feel like the women's is a little predictable, as I was saying we were going to get into that, because Jade vs Piper made sense. Now it's going to go Jade vs Nia, so it's two powerhouses for Jade's side, and Bianca's going to slowly go up her way as well. So I feel like one of the potential semi-finals we are going to get is Bianca vs Jade, which I'm okay with. I just feel certain other people in the tournament could have had the opportunities, especially when you've got a tag team fighting in it, because Chelsea wasn't involved in the tournament, yet Piper was, and you've got other people stepping in like Dawkins in the men's because Bobby had to step out. So there was a couple of people that I feel had more of an opportunity if they won it, but it's fine. I will always let Triple H cook and see where the story goes, because even if it's on a slow heat, he usually makes a great meal out of a storyline. And that's where I'm going to end the episode. If you like these videos, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you see any video that we post, and look forward to the next reviews that we have coming up of Monday and NXT. I will see you guys